Hello everyone, this is Johnny Blaze with some additional information on one of my previous videos. Now, in one of my previous videos, I went and I talked about this machine, the 8-Track. Went ahead and I talked about it and showed it off and gave a brief overview. But there's a big problem with 8-Tracks, like I said, the pressure pad. And there's about 1 million videos on YouTube to show you how to replace that said pad. But none that ever tell you what happens when it goes wrong. Now, I just got some tapes, and they came with the pressure pads redone, except for a few which use the spring pads, which look like shit. Now, for example, this is one of my favorite albums, and as you can see, I know I don't have an autofocus on this camera. You see the pressure pad is nice and thick, and it's ready to go up against. It's not necessarily up against the tape, but it's thick enough that it can reach the player. And that's important because, like I said in my previous video, the pressure pad is what makes the tape, go up to the head. And if the pressure pad is too short or whatever, or if there's none at all, it's not going to reach the head. And if it's not going to reach the head, it won't play and it won't move. Now, because the wheel here also acts with the tape to roll it down. That's done correctly. Now, in the same lot, I received this, and the pressure pad is way too short. Even you can see the wall, the back wall of the tape right there. I don't know where that crack came from. I don't plan fucking with it because I plan to return this tape. But you could see the pressure pad was cut way too thin, and it's not thick at all. So as you can see, if it's that big of a gap, it's not going to reach. And I'll show you what it sounds like, and it sounds horrible. Well, first let's pop this tape in to show you how pressure pad is replaced pad is supposed to work. I'll pop it in. Whoops, too far. That in real quick again. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to get the ones with rebuilt pressure pads in. Sometimes it's a pain. Oh shit. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to get the ones with rebuilt pressure pads. And that's why it needs to be really thick. So about an inch wide. But as you can see, ignore that. That's the radio. It sounds fine. It sounds really great. Sounds nice and clear. Let's pull that out, and let's show you how a tape sounds with a pressure pad that is not working the way it's supposed to. Now, sometimes you can get them fixed, and I'll fix it a little bit if it's thick a little bit. I'll show you how in a minute, but let's see how this works out. I popped it in. You don't notice, you don't hear nothing. Press it down. Notice how shitty it sounds. It sounds like the fucking tape is gonna break. I do the pop down trick like I'm, like that. Nothing. And the reason it sounds like that is because the pressure pad is not thick enough. It's not pushing the tape up against the head. And that's a big problem, because then your 8-track is going to sound like shit, and most likely your machine's going to eat the tape. And this one was rebuilt, and this one doesn't have a big enough pressure pad as well, but sometimes you could fix it, and I'll show you how. Pop the tape in here, no music. Adjust it so it goes down a little bit. And it still plays. And it still plays fine. So sometimes it works. All you gotta do is knock it down just a little bit, because as like I said, the head is at the bottom there, so you're basically pushing the tape up against the head. But yeah, there's no fix for this. You would have to replace the pressure pad. Now, I know how to do it, but I don't have the supplies, nor do I have the patience to do it. So I'm probably going to return it. But all in all, that's basically what happens when replacing pressure pads goes wrong. And also, I need an excuse to show you this. It's the first volume of Double Platinum. And it's still in the box. So I can show it. Still got the plastic wrap, it's just the bottom was taken out. And it still looks fresh. And this is probably the best condition 8-track of the whole, my mini collection. Look at that. That looks brand new. But yeah. So, I just wanted an excuse to show that off too. But in a way, now you know why it's important to build, when you're replacing these pressure pads, to do it right. Because if you don't, well, let me show you. If you do it right, it sounds like this. If you do it right, it sounds like this. But if you do it wrong, it sounds oh play. Either it'll sound like this. That's why it's important to do, when you're replacing pressure pads, to do it right. Now that I've showed you that, now it's on to the editing room to make more tapes. Bye.